EPA meteorologist Bobby March is here with your outlook for the weekend, July 17th and 18th, 2021. The weekend forecast video is sponsored by Bozer Geist Brewing Company in Easton, Pennsylvania. They are at 1250 Simon Boulevard, very close to Lafayette College in Easton, and they were closed for a while, for about 10 days or so, from 4th of July weekend all the way through this past Tuesday. They open up Wednesday for trivia night, and they have brand new craft beers that they released this week, several of them, in fact. So please stop in and see them, 1250 Simon Boulevard in Easton. Tell them I sent you. You won't be disappointed at all. We have a cold front that's going to be moving toward the region. We also have a warm front that's going to be situated just off to our north. We're going to be in a warm sector today. So we're going to continue this hot and humid conditions we've been dealing with for the past couple of days. But we're in a synoptic setup here that is ripe for severe weather. Okay, I'm going to stop this drawing here for you. Stop the video. Okay, so up here we have an area of low pressure going to settle in western New York. There's a cold front that's sitting back here, attached to it. There's a warm front that kind of goes like this. Okay, so there's the warm front. We are in this warm sector right in here. And because of the proximity of this warm front off to the north, it presents a tornado threat today in parts of our region. Not everywhere, but in parts of our region it will, especially these areas right in here that I'm circling. I think these areas are primed for that. So that is northeast PA, all the way down the Lehigh Valley, northern New Jersey. I think those areas have the best shot today at seeing some supercellular activity, or individual cells that could become supercells, discrete cells, that could produce a spin up. Now this isn't Kansas, this isn't Oklahoma. Okay, we're not dealing with long tract, mile wide tornado type stuff here, but tornado, I don't want to minimize a tornado threat, but if you get something today, it's going to be an EF0, EF1, kind of a brief spin up type thing, nothing major. And we can see that in the soundings today. Take a look at the soundings. It is a tornado sounding. You can see it right here. There's veering winds from the southeast, and then once you go aloft, the flow is southwesterly when you get to mid levels and up. So that change in wind direction with height is how you get your tornado threat. Now, these winds aren't particularly strong. They're rather weak, so you're not going to get anything as far as a strong tornado today. As a matter of fact, the helicity values are not high enough for me to really get too excited about that. I think there could be an isolated chance for that, but nothing widespread, okay? Most of what we're dealing with today is going to be discrete, clustered. It's going to be like a multi-cell clusters type thing as far as severe mode, what we're dealing with today. But these soundings are very good and very high in stability. Decent shear. We have good low-level lapse rates. Very high precipitable water content, which means they're going to be heavy rain producers. The reason for that is you have a southwesterly flow that is parallel to this frontal boundary. So when you ever have a parallel flow along the boundary like that, it usually spells heavy rain. So if I'm going to say what's your severe threats in order of precedence today that we can expect, number one is going to be heavy rain and slow-moving storms. That's number one. And that can be very dangerous. We just saw that northwest of Philadelphia, in the Philadelphia-Bensalem area this past week. You're going to get a tremendous amount of rain over a very short amount of time. They have flash flood watches up all over the region for that reason, okay? Because they're going to be slow-moving drenchers, all right? So number one is going to be, from a severe standpoint, number one threat is going to be heavy rain. Number two will be straight-line wind gust, 50 to 60 miles per hour, perhaps even higher than that in isolated cases, some of the more robust cells. 3 would probably be large hail, and we're talking about greater than an inch, maybe even greater than an inch and a half. And 4 would be the tornado. So in order of precedence, okay? So don't expect, just because I'm mentioning tornadoes and the possibility of tornadoes in those areas I circled, doesn't mean that, there's going to be, there might not be anything in there. Hopefully there isn't. But there could be a brief spin up in one of those locations that I just circled because of the synoptic setup today. But I do think there's going to be some severe weather across our region today. And it's going to be more, again, multicellular, discrete mode, not really a congealed line coming across the state, just running through us. It's not really that kind of setup today. Okay, so as far as timing, I'll get to that here in the NAM. Here's looking at mid-afternoon, about 2 o'clock. You got some scattered activity starting to pop up, but over the next couple of hours, once you get to past 2 o'clock, these are really going to start to build and explode. You can see that here. They just pop out of nowhere and just slowly move off and start clustering together, multi-cell clusters here. and you get some pretty good wind gusts with some of these as they move through, and very heavy rainfall, tremendous lightning. And again, you could have an isolated tornado, one of these cells get really ramped up and get really strong. The front itself is still all the way back here in western Pennsylvania. There's actually a prefrontal trough actually trying to form in between this mess, but because this advanced discrete activity is ongoing in this warm sector, it may mitigate some of the, if this wasn't here, you'd have a line just coming across the state like normal. But since this is here, it probably mitigates a lot of this here. So we'll see how that works out. You will have some storms following there, but this is going to start around 2 o'clock, the threat window, and go onward from that, straight through the afternoon, straight through the evening. And once you get to about mid-evening, it starts to wind down a little bit, and then mid to late evening, it kind of goes away and moves off the coast. So, excuse me. So I don't think it's going to be, it's a long period of time there. You're not raining that entire time, and you could have a storm hit you, and then nothing else. You could have nothing hit you at all, which is going to be hard today, but it's possible. You could have a storm hit, and then another one hit an hour later, another one after that. You could have consecutive ones. That's possible too. So there's going to be breaks in between, so it's not going to be a constant deluge here, all right? But you will have that threat window from 2 to about 9 or 10 o'clock today. So just keep an eye to the sky and to the radar and follow that. Of course, you have our alerts. We'll send you that too in real time when something is headed your way. And then the overnight, that starts to clear out. Maybe a few showers later at night, and then going into very early Sunday morning. And then after that, we're just mostly cloudy on Sunday. We were talking about what was this front going to do after it moved through. Well, everything unanimously is now taking this cold front boundary and sending it off the coast here. Now, we will be mostly cloudy, as to say more clouds than sun on Sunday. We will be cooler, too, because we're on the opposite side of that front. So that cold front moves through. We're going to have temperatures, instead of being, this 84 to 93 degree spread today. Well, 93 is going to be down by Philadelphia. Most of the interior areas are close to 90. The far interior, when you get up at this 84, will be up by Williamsport. Okay? So you're going to go from that to this the next day. 78 to 84 is a spread on Sunday. 78, of course, is up by, up at the Poconos, higher elevations. 84 is down by Philadelphia. That's your spread on Sunday. That's probably going to be the same thing for Monday. Sunday, Monday are going to be around the same idea as far as temperatures, but more clouds and sun on both days. And there may be a stray shower in here on Monday, not really shown on the global models except for far northern areas, and I think the NAM is trying to hint at that. Maybe far northern areas of Pennsylvania get into a stray shower on Monday, but otherwise we're doing the same thing. More clouds and sun. Doesn't mean you won't see the sun. You probably will, at least peaks. But more clouds will dominate on both Sunday and Monday, it looks like. Once we get past that point, we're going to have a cold front moving off to our north, approaching on Tuesday, so you're going to have a southwesterly flow again. Gets temperatures back up to near average. So we have a day that it gets back to the mid to upper 80s here on Tuesday. And then this front will come through on Wednesday with scattered showers and thunderstorms. Might be on Tuesday along a prefrontal trough, might be an isolated thunderstorm in advance of this, but I think the front itself comes through later on Wednesday with scattered showers and thunderstorms, and then we're partly cloudy behind this for Thursday and Friday. At the end of the week, we're going to be back to slightly below average temperatures again. Probably has staying power this time for about 4 to 5 days. We're going to be generally in the 80 to 84 degree range, okay? So get used to that. We'll have very slightly below average temperatures in that spread probably going through the following weekend. But, we don't need 90s all the time. I know you guys had a lot of people who complain about the heat and humidity. You're going to get a little bit of a reprieve here over the next week to 10 days or thereabouts. So it looks like it's going to be pretty temperate, very slightly below average technically. But we might take a break in the precipitation a little bit once we get past, past midweek here. Maybe a little bit drier into the end of July instead of having the deluge of thunderstorms we had this month. We had our share. Some areas a lot more than others, but we could definitely use the break. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marches. That is your outlook for the weekend, July 17th and 18th, 2021. Have a great Saturday and Sunday. Stay safe today.